All right, with us again is our man Ted from the BoatUS Foundation. Ted, thanks for being with us again.
It's my pleasure to be here and share some insight with your listeners.
You know, Ted, I'm the captain of my ship, right? I know how it operates. I know what it takes to get that thing off the dock. I know where I'm going and how to get back. But what if something happens to me? What do you do then?
A great question, right? Assuming you're with other people, there are some passengers on board that hopefully knows what to do should you become incapacitated.
Now, know what to do. That would be like, at a very basic level, that would be bring a boat to a stop, right? And notify some help.
Sure, there's so many things that could be going on simultaneously if the captain goes down for whatever reason. Maybe the captain went overboard. So I think that would be a good first step, right? Did the boat continue on if the captain fell ill or fell overboard? And does someone aboard know how to bring the boat to a stop? Better yet, does someone else aboard know how to turn that boat around and operate it in a way that we can go and return to the person who went overboard without further injuring that person? Can you do it safely? Then perhaps you need to place an emergency call if that person was injured or suffering a medical emergency. Does someone else aboard the boat know how to make an emergency call using either the VHF radio or an EPIRB that's aboard or a cell phone? Who are you going to call? And I guess a third point would be, if you don't know how to operate the boat, does someone else know how to deploy an anchor so you're not adrift aimlessly in that body of water? Can you hold your position so that when rescue agencies are searching for you, they can find you without you moving from point A to point D involuntarily?
So nobody wants to, look, you're going out for the day. You've got a group of friends aboard, and you don't want to go through a safety checklist. You can, you can have that checklist and read it to everybody on board, and officially that's probably what you should do. But look, who does that, right? And you don't want to do the thing like, in case of an emergency, to the flight attendant thing, right, where you put the. But you should maybe bring a friend aside or have your wife or significant other and say, look, if something was to happen. Here's what you need to do. Like, call for help or bring the boat to a stop or try to do what you can do to get assistance in the event that happens. But there's always like that fine line, right? Nobody wants, you got your sandals on, you've got your cooler, you're heading out for a great day on the beach. You don't want to have a Brigadoon moment there, So there's got to be a good balance there, I think.
I think knowing who your passengers are is a great start. And when I say know who they are, does anyone actually aboard that have medical training? Is there someone that you can rely on if there was a situation that was to come up? Is there anyone else on board the boat that has some experience in boat operation that could take over? These are side conversations you could have with your passengers, or you may just have to say, "Hey, who knows how to operate this thing if I go missing?" And see what the response is. And you can make it a bit lighthearted and say, "Well, here's the wheel. It steers a little bit like a car. Here's the throttle. It has no brakes."
Perfect.
and just help those aboard feel comfortable that maybe there's a what if, possibly, probably not, but if the need were to arise, here's how you get things done.
Yeah, I joke about being the captain of my boat, but I couldn't dock a boat without my wife. I can tell you that much. You need somebody at the helm. You need somebody who, and we've all been there, right? You've got the couple on the boat who's unfamiliar with boating, and you're trying to come in. You might be a little bit of a blow going on, and you're trying to get to the dock, and you say, get that port bow line, and you get the blank stare. It's almost that, well, just step aside moment. we'll do this. But my wife is certainly my first mate, and she knows how to operate the boat and know what lines go where. You should have a second person on that boat if you're going out with a group who knows a little something about boating, right?
Right. We offer a course on our courses webpage at boatus.org, Crew at the Helm. And that course is designed specifically to help a new boater or a boater that's been pretty much just a passenger and crew um, their career, to learn a little bit more about boat operation. What should you know? Can you be a partner in command if the captain falls ill? We keep talking about what happens if the captain is incapacitated. It doesn't happen often, right? But just like it in an airplane, if the pilot were to fall ill, how are we going to land this thing? And a boat is similar, although maybe not as dramatic. If How are we going to get this boat back? How are we going to get everyone back aboard and back to the dock safely? And we have a course just for that, to help people gain some confidence, and we discuss checklists. We discuss how to anchor the boat, how to call for help, who to call for help, and the basic operation of a basic boat.
So you've got a course for that. The BoatUS Foundation has a course for everything. It's amazing.
Yeah, we try to cover all the bases. Many people think of us as an organization that has the beginning boating safety courses available, and we do. We have just that, but we also have some more advanced courses online that will help people learn to predict the weather, for example, or how to read a weather app, or how to dock their boat and maneuver in certain situations. There's other advanced courses like chart plotting and how to use your VHF radio as well.
And there's an America's Boating Club course as well, right? Tied to the Power Squadron.
So yeah, the America's Boating course offers a number of courses that we feature on our website that help boaters learn some of the more specific tasks. They're a great organization, they're a great partner, and the Coast Guard Auxiliary too has some courses that we feature on our website that are available at very little cost, that are well worth people's time.
So, Ted, there's always that guy at the marina, it seems, that has been boating for a while, or maybe a little bit of a boating know it all. Not a bad guy to know and chat with or ask questions of. Don't be afraid to ask questions. So many boaters want to feel like they know it all, or they can dock that boat, or they don't need that help when they come into the slip and it's blowing a little bit. It's okay to ask for help. There are plenty of people out there that will offer it.
Indeed, it's a little bit of a fraternity that there is no substitute for experience. So if there is that one person in the marina that seems to have all the answers, it's worthwhile reaching out and ask them, what would you do in this situation? This could be doc talk, right? This could be, hey, I was doing this the other day, and the stern of the boat swung in, and I wasn't sure how to control that. What do you do with your twin engine boat? How do I prevent that? Or, asking for help is really one of the easiest things you can do at the marina, because everyone typically is so friendly. They like to share their knowledge, and there's only so much you can learn online through an online course. There's only so much you can learn in a classroom course, but there's really no substitute for experience.
Yeah, that's true. Our marina, we've got a great little marina, and guys will jump off their boats to help out whoever's coming in. They grab the lines and sterns and bow and do whatever it takes, but don't be afraid to ask, I guess is what I'm saying, right?
You hit the nail on the head. There's a handful of websites out there that show videos of people trying to load and unload their boat at the boat ramp. But the real heroes in those videos are the ones that come out of the woodwork and say, let me give you a hand, let me give you a tip. And that does a number of things. It builds confidence for that new boater, or that boater that's struggling a little bit. and it also breeds a little bit of compassion, so that that person now knows to help the next person that might be struggling at the boat ramp, and it also keeps things moving along.
Yeah, there's a T-shirt that I've seen online, and I wanted to buy it. It simply says, "I'm sorry for what I said when we were docking the boat."
Yes, those scenarios can get our emotions high,
Yeah.
and but if we have a plan and we have some help, whether that's our partner or our crew member or someone we designated aboard to help us, or maybe that person got offloaded and is now on the dock and can help with the boat ramp. Uh, the more people that can help, the better. If you don't have a plan, at least have a helper.
And if you're that know-it-all guy, you're all set. You don't have to worry about it. That's for sure. Ted, thank you very much. Always great having you. And thank you for the work that the BoatUS Foundation does in making boating better and in making boating safe. And I love your set. Where are you there? Your background is phenomenal.
I'm in my loft at home, and a lot of the work I do is done on the computer. I look at accident statistics and reports, and make comments on them, and my job is to help make boating safer. And I'm in my loft at home.
Are you a boat model guy, or you've got a number of models there behind you? What is your boat of preference? What do you love? Are you a sailboat guy, a powerboat guy?
That's a great question, and I love sailing.
You don't
I
have to
love
take a
powerboat.
side. Wait. You're with the Boat Foundation. You're with the BoatUS Foundation. I'm not going to make you take a call on whether you're a sailboat or a powerboat guy or what you like best. We'll end it right there. Thanks, Ted. We'll see you again.
Okay, bye-bye.
The Drift Podcast can be found at driftsociably.com or where all fine podcasts are heard.